guys, so today I'm going to be doing a review on the Too Faced Natural Love Palette. This was released by Too Faced as part of their Spring Summer collection. It's been out for a few months now and I recently got it here in Australia about 3 weeks ago, and I really wanted to put this to the test before I reviewed it for you guys. So if you'd like to see how these shadows perform, then keep on watching. So I picked this up at Mecca Maxima here in Australia for $85. I know that is a ridiculous price for an eyeshadow palette, but you do get a lot of product in here, as you guys will see. So this is what the palette looks like here, and I'll open it up for you guys. So you have a beautiful large mirror, and then it folds over like this, and this is what it looks like. So in this palette you have 30 different shades. There are 3 different finishes, so 7 are matte, 13 are shimmer, and then 10 are sparkle shades. In total you get 24 grams of product, so that's 0.8 grams in each shadow. So let's take a moment to appreciate the packaging. This is absolutely gorgeous. Too Faced are really well known for their packaging. It's always fun, cute, girly. But I have to say, this is probably my favorite packaging that they've ever done. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love all of the flowers and the natural theme that they have going on with the bunnies and the birds. And I love how they've used felt over the top, so it has a really nice feel to it. The only downside to using this is that it does pick up makeup and dirt really easily, so you do have to work extra hard to keep this clean. It's made out of a very sturdy hard cardboard, so you should be fine to travel with these shadows. I don't think you'll have any problem with them breaking. What I love about this palette is that they've used all of the space really well. There's not a whole lot of extra space here, and I love the gold. I think it's just beautiful. Another thing that I really love about this packaging in particular is that you do have the names of each shade printed on the palette, so it makes it really easy to reference, and some of these names are ridiculously cute, like Bunny Nose and Cutie Patootie and Chocolate Martini, Love Bug. They're so cute. I love their names. I reckon they're really funny and flirty, so really cute. So this is described by Too Faced as the Ultimate Neutral Eyeshadow Collection, and what they've done is they've chosen some of their most popular shades from their previous palettes and they've combined them with some new shades that have never been released before. So if you guys are familiar with the Too Faced palettes, you'll recognize a few of these. The most famous one and the one I was most excited to try was Honey Butter, Nudie, and Honey Pot. These are some of the most popular shades that they've released previously. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. At first, when I first tried this palette, I wasn't all that impressed, but after using it for the past month, it has become one of my favorite go-to palettes. So because there are so many shadows in this palette, I'm going to pick out a few of my favorite and talk to you guys about them. So my favorite all over the lid base shade is Heaven. This is perfect. It's very pigmented, perfect base for all of your other shadows. I love to go into the crease with Nudie. This is the perfect transition shades, and I use it as a base every single time I use these eyeshadows. Then I love to go in with Satin Sheets and Cutie Patootie on the center of the eyelid. For the darker shades in the palette, I love Makeup and Chill. This is great to put in the outer corner of the eye and smoke it out and blend it into the crease a little bit. Coffee Date, which I'm wearing today, is absolutely gorgeous. It's a beautiful light chocolate color, very warm. And then Moonbeam is absolutely gorgeous. It's a very unique shade. I also love Honey Pot. This is one of the all-time favorites that everyone talks about in the Too Faced palettes. One shade that I was disappointed in, that I was really excited to try because everyone raves about this shade, was Honey Butter. It's not as pigmented as I would like, especially compared to Nudie, which is the perfect crease shade. So because this is a more neutral palette, the pigmentation of these shadows is a little bit on the lighter side with most of these shades because they are designed to give you a more natural finish. So if you do want to pump up the intensity, especially with the shimmer and sparkle shades, then use MAC Fix Plus and then pack it onto the lid, and that will give you a lot more intensity and pigmentation out of the shadows here. So if you're familiar with Too Faced shadows, especially if you have the Too Faced chocolate bar. These have a very, very similar formula. So I'll just go in and show you guys. The mattes are so creamy, they're absolutely gorgeous and very pigmented. What I have noticed is that the sparkle shades are a little bit drier, which is not uncommon with eyeshadow formula. So fingers crossed, for example, that's one of the sparkle shades, and you can tell it is a little bit drier than the shimmer and the matte formula. Because these are so creamy and rich in texture, you will get a lot of fallout. So when I am using these shadows, I do my eyes first because you get so much fallout on your face. One thing that really impressed me about this palette that I was not expecting is the lasting power of the eyeshadows. So these last really well and they wear off beautifully. They don't go patchy on the eye and they blend like a dream. They blend so beautifully into one another. And I find that they do actually blend a little bit better than the shadows in the chocolate bar palette as well. One of my favorite things about this palette is its versatility. You can get such a wide range of looks from all of the shadows in here. On this side, you have a more natural look, more suited to daytime work, school, uni, and then towards this side of the palette, you can really play and create some fun nighttime looks or going out or going to a party, a little bit more dark and sultry. So you get a lot of range with this palette. So if you were to travel, if you just took this palette, I think you would be fine. You'd have so many different shades to experiment and play with to create a look. I use this palette every day to do my makeup for work because it does have a lot of shadows that you can work with to create a nice natural look. I've also used this surprisingly to create a few nighttime looks as well. Some of these shadows here are a little bit darker towards this side. Overall, I really love this palette. If, like me, you love neutral eyeshadows and you have a more natural look, then I highly recommend that you add this to your collection because it is so beautiful and you will get so many different looks out of it. And I would have to say that this is probably my favorite release from Too Faced that they've had in a very long time, and I think they've done such a wonderful job.
Thanks for watching. Love you guys. Bye.